Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of me completing my WGU computer science degree. So, uh, I might look a little bit tired right now, but it's right now 10 p.m. on a Sunday, and I just spent like the last 4 days nonstop studying for my Network and Security Foundations exam. And I have really good news. I just took it, and I got this thing. Look at that. Exemplary, pretty much nailing all of the parts of this exam. And this exam was a lot of work, in all honesty. I mean, just going through it, there's just so much material that I had to go through. So I guess every single course is going to be a little bit different. But when I was approaching this course, I was like, oh, it'll be really easy. I'll just be like memorizing a bunch of vocab, and I'll just sort of finish it up. But when I was going through it, it was like I had to completely like wrap my head around like how networking works and all like the different protocols and layers and how routers and switches and wireless internet works and cabling. And it was just it was a lot of work. But I'm really happy that I managed to finish this, and I guess I could sort of walk through this course since I just finished it. So starting from the beginning of this course, I took a look at how the course material was structured, and I looked at the U-Certify material, and I have to be honest that when I was going through the chapters and the lessons, uh, I didn't necessarily feel confident using the actual U-Certify material. It kind of felt like it was split up in like a whole bunch of different places. Like it'd have labs in some sections, and it'd have like, a lot of vocabulary in another section, and then another section would just be like an endless plethora of like acronyms and protocols. I didn't actually use the U-Certify material. Instead, I actually looked for a textbook online to like sort of cover all the material, and I went through like the entire textbook, like all 7 chapters that I needed to memorize. If I sort of just go like this, this is chapter 2, and I just go through all of this, like every single sort of unit and every single sort of like protocol and like how it does stuff. I memorized all of this. And I guess I could just sort of like describe what the exam process is like. Basically, you just have like this little camera thing, and what you do is you basically connect on like online, and then there's a guy from like India who watches you through this camera, and he just says, okay, take the camera, look at your desk, look around the room, make sure that there's nobody there, make sure you have like your calculator cleared, make sure you have your whiteboard, nothing's written, and then you just take the exam, and there's like very little interaction, and the camera just sort of like watches you like the entire time you're taking it. And yeah, I had 2 hours to take the exam. It was 65 multiple choice. It was all very nicely worded. Again, some things were kind of like tricky on how it was worded. Like I noticed in one section, it would ask a question about like something about like hardware, but then it swapped like the word for hardware for actually like an application. So like the entire logic of the question was like shifted to like another protocol. And so like I had to change my answer. And then there was like other questions that were like oddly worded. I got like a weird math question that I'd never seen before, and I was like crunching it for like 10 minutes before I had to like choose the least incorrect answer. Um, and I guess that sort of like comes with like the exam. Um, but yeah, that was a fairly interesting exam, but I think it was very fairly worded, and none of the sort of multiple choice questions seemed like it was vaguely worded. It all sort of worked perfectly with the textbook material. Um, and I think this is like the first time I've actually used the textbook material. I've never actually sort of looked at it because I relied on the U-Certify material. But I heard a lot of people on like the course chatter saying, just skip the U-Certify material, just go straight to the textbook. And I think that actually was way faster and actually a lot less work because everything is just so cleanly worded in the textbook that you could just go through it like really quickly. I read pretty much like 250 pages to maybe like 250 pages in 5 days. So I'm kind of burned out, but that's it for that class. So let's show that progress. And we have completed our courses. We have completed we've completed all of our courses and I've gotten credits for all of them. And what that also means is that for our degree plan, we have basically completed term 1. So that is like a big territory I've carved out. And the next sort of territory I gotta look at is term 2. And the date is March 3rd, 2018. So I managed to complete 4 courses in 4 courses of WGU in 1 month. But these courses were mostly introductory courses. So what I expect for like this upcoming month of March, I would expect these courses like discrete mathematics. I expect that to take like a significantly larger amount of time. I think it'll be sort of slower from here on out. But yes, I'm very excited about that. And I make this video right after I took the exam, just to sort of capture that excitement. And probably next week or a couple weeks from now, I will be detailing my progress on how the quantitative side of WGU, which is discrete mathematics, how that's going to go. So I'll see you guys then, and take care.